Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family this evening. Now, we are going to get right back into the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. We are in chapter 14, Attitudes. And this is take number 2. And it goes like this. Because she is like the earth, she desires to be steady with her whole being, circulating around the black man. The black man is worldly. He may choose to visit any of the other planets while still keeping his homestead intact with the black woman. He may choose to have satellite bases in numerous areas encompassing his universe. His limitations are not equally set with the black woman's. So while she becomes content with her home routine, he may charge on searching and discovering everything. The black woman thinks that his experimentations and investigations outside of her means that he does not love her or want her. She wants the black man to be like she is, satisfied and accepting of their life together. If he does not do this, she thinks he is wrong and will get mad at him. She prefers to have him hanging on to her dress tail. But when he does this, she disrespects him, considers him weak, and treats him badly. The black man is called upon to love the black woman, but he must set his limitations about what she can and cannot do. She wants him to enforce his rule over her, even though she claims she doesn't. The main process that creates security for the black woman is for the black man to tell her what to do, have a plan for her life, and see to it that she does it. She desires to be convinced of his love and be forced to do right by him. She is similar to a child who does something to see if the parent will allow it, or does something wrong to see if the parent loves it enough to chastise it. Children do this all the time to reaffirm for themselves that the parent loves them enough to reprimand them. The black woman practices a contradiction which she claims she wants to have her own way. All the while she wants to be monitored and restricted so she will not harm herself to others. It's deep. She gets an attitude when she can't have her way about one of the black man's ideals. She will be in disagreement with the plan and admits she doesn't have anything to replace it with. She should be reminded that it is better to go along with him in unity and be wrong than to fight against him to win and be right. If she chooses him, she should go along with the program he offers her. If she does not want to support his ideas and go along with him, then she should get herself another man whom she will go along with. The only right between the black man and black woman is for them to be together in unity, peace, and love. Obviously, For the black woman, these goals are far down the list of what she says will make her happy. She thinks she knows about everything in a more sane fashion than he. Her fight against him is based solely on fear. Fear of abandonment. Fear of losing her home. Fear of looking like a fool to her friends. And fear of being used. She has been programmed to think the worst of him by books, news reports, movies, televisions, and newspapers. All her life. She is still not qualified to rule herself, let alone the black man, but she tries to force him by one method or another to accept her ideas about everything from work to lifestyle. She continues to fail. And she constantly has an attitude about everything related to her failure. Her daily state of being, teed off about numerous things, increase the frown lines in her face and makes her look haggard. Sometimes, rather than submit to the black man and be what he wants her to be, some black women choose to be alone. They justify their right to live in celibacy, and nowadays claim it as a welcome hiatus or satisfaction to be looked forward to between one of her failed tries. She claims being alone gives her time to get to know herself and get in touch with her real feelings. It is impossible for her to get to know herself without guidance. When she is alone, it only gives her time to congratulate herself on being right about how she is. She wants to keep her fragile ego in check, so she only admits to light criticism of herself. She is under siege by her erroneous ideas. The advisors in women magazines and newspaper columns have commenced providing women with creative alternatives to having a man. They give long, detailed lists of activities that do not require a man and that afford special pleasures to the unattached female. Of course, all of these suggestions fall short and are inadequate to compete with the company of a man. Almost any activity is better when accompanied by a black man. The option offered to lone women are distractions presented to help the black women conclude she doesn't really need a man to be happy. Certainly, a woman will not kneel over and die if she doesn't have a man. But then again, the moment of death is over in a second, while loneliness seems to linger for infinity. Any black woman who wants to have a black man can have one. Obviously, it requires her to adjust her ideals and stipulations. She must adjust her behavior to attract a man and keep him. Being fine, having a grand education, and money are not sufficient credentials to attract, keep, and satisfy a black man. There are countless multitudes of black women who possess these accoutrements, who are lonely and untouched by a man. They are the ones so rigid in their requirements and refuse to budge or accept any offer other than what she dreams a man should be. The man of her dreams does not exist anywhere on earth except in her cartoon-like imagination. There is no real shortage of black men. If the black woman would decide to deal with what she has opposed to living alone and dreaming of what is not available to her. Still, black women persist in pursuing a tragic, wasted life of trying to remake the black man. She wants a gender-free society where the women are free to act like men and the men are free to take care of their own needs domestically like a woman. She tantalizes him with her active smiles and sensitivity and then drops the bomb on him as soon as anything happens that doesn't please her. The bomb is her funky disposition that interferes with her happiness. Not only does the black woman believe that trying to please a black man is a blatant form of machoism, she has sufficiently fooled many black men into believing that there is no longer any such thing as a good woman. She has also inspired him to believe that he may as well stop searching for what does not exist and to accept her low-down decorum as the norm. She wants him to give up on being happy the way he perceives it and accept the terms she offers and be satisfied. Her greatest threat is that one day the black man will learn the truth of her and bust her in her deception. She becomes weary carrying the burden of keeping the black man deaf and dumb. Day after day, juggling the details of falsehood and truth mixed together and trying to maintain a natural-looking facial expression. It is time-consuming and tiring, but she thinks it is the only way to relate to the black man in order to get any benefit for herself. She does not view her actions as trickery, but as a necessary game plan to survive. She, too, has given up on the possibility of finding a good black man. Not the kind she is looking high and low for. She has three main tools used to control him. Number 1, denial. Number 2, aggression. And 3, jealousy. She can be counted on to use these 3 traits to combat the black man when he does something that she feels she absolutely cannot accept. It could be anything. She does not apply the same tactics to every issue that arises. She changes her positions craftily, according to whatever she feels emotionally at the time of the infraction. Sometimes just one misplaced word in one of her man's explanations can send her off. She is real grouch when she is suffering from one of her attitudes. It is a good idea for the black woman to be taught to smile. Smile. Smile when she greets her man in the morning and smile when she meets him at night. A smile is a very helpful and comforting form of the communication of confidence and satisfaction. She must be reminded to keep up the happy spirit in the home and make it a happy place. Regarding happiness, it has been said by many black men that it is impossible to make a black woman happy. They say that woman ain't never satisfied. Or no matter what I do, it still ain't enough. It is reported that black men make the complaint because they have tried to do many things to make the black woman happy, satisfied, and content. Unfortunately, they seemingly are destined to fail miserably each time they give it a try. For some odd reason, whenever the black woman gets what she wants and is happy, at least for the moment, she starts to think that something must be wrong. She thinks that if it looks like things are working out, then something must be going on that she doesn't know about. At this stage, she starts to examine her life, check stuff out more closely, and nitpick at her surroundings and the people in it. She will watch and check until she comes up with something that she can express her negative attitudes about. She just can't seem to stand too much happiness. It makes her uncomfortable. When the black man sees her in this kind of depression, he explains, "What is it now?" Because he is accustomed to her interrupting her own happiness with a new problem she just thought of. The black man should realize that being unhappy is a bad habit to her. She finds it extremely tedious to break out of her old habits and make her life miserable. She has tried many ways to be happy and invariably ends up just as unhappy as she started out. The problem is that she does not know what happiness is or how to express it freely. Happiness is a state of mind that she is afraid to linger in too long for fear that she will become overcome by something or somebody. Since she is not used to being happy, she does not know how to act when she is. And that does complete chapter number 14 with 2 takes. If you like, hit the like button, share, certainly subscribe, because then you'll know when I'm going to be coming to you with chapter number 15, which is entitled Her Sex. So stay tuned to Poem Praise 2 until we go into chapter 15. Until then, I want you and your family to be blessed and have a wonderful rest of the evening. Till next time, later, y'all.